I didn't have any money to start this company, and I
Right.
figured if I'm going to go ask people for money, that means they're going to own part of the company, and I said, heck with that. So I just figured it was always easier to get customers to pay for it.
That's the core of what bootstrappers do, right?
It seemed to work out.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember what you told me back in the day. You said, think big, start small, and act
Move fast, yeah. Think
Right.
big, start small, move fast. Yeah.
Did you succumb to your the rule of threes that I
Oh
remember
my
you talking
gosh,
about?
that's how I learned the rule of threes.
Did you?
By,
Okay, all right.
by making a mistake.
Right.
I made so many mistakes. Oh my gosh.
I think, but since we did say the rule of threes, I think we ought to say what the rule of threes are.
Yeah. Well.
The Zitzner rule of threes.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Z's rule of threes that I used to tell the kids. I said everything's going to take 3 times as long to do as you think it's going to.
Right.
When you first got an idea, and it's going to cost you 3 times as much.
Yeah.
And you're only going to get 1/3 the sales you think you're going to get to pay for it.
Right.
I said if you got a business plan and it still works when you do the rule of threes,
Right, well, you
you
got
probably get
everything.
a home run. Otherwise, you're in for. And you know what? It's really true.
Yeah,
And
it
the
is.
people that really think it out,
Guilty.
then it's only the rule of twos probably. But you know,
Right.
most people when they get this great idea, and they don't think
Yeah,
about it too much.
the denial sets in.
Yeah, the rule of threes.
Exactly. So what you were saying, John, is you left you left the company, started a consulting firm, weren't really sure what you wanted to do
Right.
until a client came to you and said, "Hey, could you build this software that would help us manage our inventory?"
Yeah, so we did this consulting work basically to teach companies how to do what the company. I was working for a company named More Business Forums. They're no longer around. That's not surprising. But so I would teach people to do it on their own, and then they would pay me for it. But then I saw that they had some of these IBM PCs, and with a 10 meg hard drive to boot. I thought that was
Right.
really
Whoa,
whoa,
yes. Whoa.
man.
Yeah.
And all I had at home was a Radio Shack Model 3 used for $3,000. And
For $3,000.
so anyway, yeah, that's
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
They were big and heavy too.
Yeah.
Huge.
No hard drive, just 2 little floppies. So anyway, I said if you want me to work on this, I will. And they, they said, well, what do you know about software? And I said, well, I know quite a bit about it. I took 1 class in high school, basic.
Right. All you need to know, right?
Yeah, and then I remember I hired some guys, and anyway, long story short, we put together a package, and then it worked for them, and then it worked for somebody else, and then it worked for somebody else. And next thing you know, we had a little software company going.
Right. And like Kip, you kind of got you pushing a boulder up a hill, and one day you were able to sell the company.
Yeah. Well, when in the '90s, things were pretty good in the '90s for software companies, and then then we had to go through this, change in the. Remember when Windows came out? And you either had that old ugly green screen, and then you had to change it over to Windows.
Right.
And that was another rule of threes. I really blew it because I thought, changing over to Windows, it'll only take a year and it'll only cost me this much money, so to 3 times long. But anyway, so I was kind of hurting. But when I had the company, I met this guy from New York, Steve Mariotti, and he taught inner city kids about entrepreneurship. So
Right.
I met him a couple of times and met him at Inc. 500 conferences. And I always said to myself, if I ever sold this company, I'd like to do what he's doing, teaching kids about entrepreneurship. Anyway,
Right.
sold the company in 1998. Read this book called Halftime, First Half of Your Life
Great
Success.
book.
Yeah, remember
Great
Bob?
book.
If you probably
Yes.
Yep.
a lot of people have read it now. But first half of your life, strive for success. Second half, strive